Where do you think that drive comes from? I know for me, it's going to just sound silly, but in fifth grade, or no, when I was five, um, I just that like the popular kid in school played hockey in St. Louis, and so I was like, oh yeah, I'll pick that up. And then it just turned out that I got ridiculously obsessive with it, and that this kid didn't, and so it turned into a career. So I guess I thank him for that. But that motivation is that like on some level it's got to be environmental because growing up in Florida, they probably Jimmy or Bob probably wouldn't have the same influence or the same drive for that specific, maybe it's a different sport, right? Different environment. But like, what is that balance? Like, do you think it's something where it's just like their friends were playing hockey and so they're just like, hey, I want to hang out with my friends? Or was it, hey, this high school kid that I look up to is really good and cool. And so I want to, strive towards that. Like, where do you think that balance is?
Yeah, I think like Minnesota and in the metro area, you get exposed to a lot of hockey. And a lot of the families have backgrounds in the game, whether it's a parent or a grandparent or an uncle or a cousin. So there's a lot of influences here and a lot of encouragement to be a hockey player. Socially, a lot of the kids, if you want to have a tight friend group, hockey would be a great sport because there's so many kids that play. It's
Yep.
such a commonality for the kids. But I think like if you're looking at the kids that ultimately become so passionate where they kind of decide, oh my gosh, I want to really give this my absolute best effort, and where this takes me, I don't know, but I'm going to give it my best. I think those kids are fortunate at some point that they just get exposed to someone with a really deep background in the game that wants to teach and wants to encourage and wants to give them opportunities to improve and give them strategies to improve, and then the encouragement to work at it. And then the kids, all of those kids that like you've mentioned that I brought up, they all had a lot of telling them they were doing a great job. So they were having fun with it. They were really enjoying it, and they were getting a lot of positive feedback. And I just think when a kid's encouraged, you just don't know what they're capable of. They can do so much. Uh, that's why you just want to see kids play athletics as free as they can without the fear of failure.
Yeah.
Just go give it your very best and have fun. And if you're not thrilled with the results, great. There's awesome strategies we can use to get you a little bit better, and you can work at it. And maybe next year or the 2 years later, you get a different result. So there's some real positives, like with advancement of athletics. I just think people we're quite a bit more knowledgeable about being patient with kids and maybe not labeling them so quick. Um, so a huge part of it's environment. I really believe that. I just really think that if you get around good people and they're holding you to a high standard and they're able to teach you something and they're able to encourage you, you just don't know what kids are capable of.